Okay, now we're recording. I want to present the screen. Okay, so here we go. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit today about slides, slippity slides. I really wanted to make this less about how to use Google Slides because I think a lot of us, already have that understanding, but really more things that you can do with it. I do think that slides is still very relevant. I think the kids especially are really comfortable with it. They've used it now for, 2 years or longer, especially like our middle school students who we've asked them for a long time to do slide presentations. So some things that we can do with slides. My name is Gina King. I'm the one-to-one instructional coach at Garland High School. And I left out my I there. I love Google. Feel free to, if you have any Google questions, if you have a Google tool, or now they're calling it workspace question, feel free. If I don't know the answer to your question or can't guide you through it, I'll find somebody who does know. And I'm not just the instructional coach for Garland High School. I am the instructional coach for anybody. So feel free, ask me questions if you're having a problem with something or would like a suggestion. I'd be happy to jump on a Google Meet with you and talk with you about that. So we're going to look at what we can do with Google Slides. I know that there's been a lot of talk with interactive notebooks. And I still think that even though we are getting our students back face-to-face in 2 weeks, wow, that's going to be here fast. I still think interactive notebooks could be a really great thing for them as they ease back into pen and paper or following along with you as you're teaching a lesson face-to-face. They could be filling in their interactive notebook as you teach. Breakout rooms, I think, can still be a thing, especially if they have headphones. You can still think about like stations and say, these kids are working with you while these kids are working on an independent activity. And then this group is in, the rest of them are in breakout rooms working on something specific. And then at the very beginning of my presentation, my slide while we were waiting is a lot like the whiteboard or your bell ringer or whatever you have them working on as soon as they walk into your classroom. I really like these Meet templates that Slides Mania has put on. And, you ask them questions or you make something a little bit interactive or you have them working on something specific. So I'm going to show you some Meet templates. And then I really, really like If Then Adventures. And I know even with high school, if you can get them to tell a story about something, or if they have a math problem, they can show a math problem and then maybe use a slide presentation to show like if something goes wrong. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. Interactive notebooks. When I first started looking at these, it made me remember all the way back, 10 years ago or longer, when science came out with the interactive notebooks, and you would pull out the accordion vocabulary thing, or you glued pages and you flip it open. And so it really kind of made me think in this digital world that we're using an interactive notebook template to kind of get them to interact with material. And so I really kind of wanted to encourage you to give interactive notebooks a go. Slides Mania is probably my favorite place to get any slides template ever. So most of the things that I use, it's either going to be Slides Carnival or Slides Mania. And this is an example of an interactive notebook where you've got your topics down the side, and then they take different notes that go along with that. So here in Slides Mania, if you go to education, you can do interactive templates, you can do notebook style, you can do manipulatives, you can do, I guess, games. So it's kind of like those if then or choose your adventure. This is really big. I know we've heard a lot about this using TPAC. The TPAC model is your choice boards. And then you have planners. One way I like to use some of these planners is I like to take the slide, fill out the weekly planner, and then put it in my Canvas course. So that's something that I use all the time is I embed it in my Canvas course so they know like what we're going to be working on. And so really when I'm thinking about education, I'm really thinking about these kind of notebook style interactive notebooks. Okay. So you have all different kinds and you just pull it up and you can make changes to it. Okay. So you pull it up and you scroll down and you want to open it in Google Slides. So you click up here and you use this template. And then what you can do is you can set it up the way you want it to. And then in Canvas, kick it out as a Google assignment. And so each student gets their own copy of it. And that's where they're going to be adding to their notes that you can look at and see what they've done. Okay. Now, with anything, especially with these in a template that you find on a digital notebook, one thing that I like to do is I like to change things up. So if I go to slide and edit theme, this takes me to the slide master. So let's say, you know, I really don't like this crayon here. Well, I can delete the crayon. And so when I delete the crayon, it deletes it on every slide that's been set up like this. Okay. If you want to change the color scheme, like let's say I don't like this color of green, I can come over here and make it purple. So you can make any changes that go along with, you know, like overall for the template that you want to change in your, it used to be called the slide master, but now it's called this update your theme. When you're finished making your changes, then all you do is click back out and now you can edit directly on the slide. Okay, so you've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then info. The thing I like about this particular one is it does kind of work like a choose your own adventure where when you click on the shape, you can tell it where you want it to go. So for Monday, I can take the link. I can take my little link tool up here and I can link it to the next slide, or I can link it to slide 2. So here's slides in this presentation. So I know that Monday, if they click on this, I want it to go to slide 2. And so now that's set up. When they click on it, it's going to automatically go to slide 2. So this is just one example of an interactive notebook. There are tons of them out there. I really encourage you to, you know, think about some lessons where you have your students take notes. Some of them are rather plain. Others, you know, simple. Some of them can be a little busy, but again, it's whatever your taste is. So that is Slides Mania. Matt Miller is my hero. I absolutely love him. If you ever get a chance to attend in the winter time, during our winter break, he does a Ditch That Textbook conference, and it's all online, and he interviews people in education, and it's all free. And you just go and you watch all of their sessions and you come back with a lot of really great information. But he very early on really wanted to teach without a textbook. And so a lot of the things that I've learned going along have come from Matt Miller. So here he has some information on a digital notebook, and I love, love, love his digital notebook, and I will show you why. I have a gajillion copies of it. My drive. Well, I don't know where my copy is, so we'll go back and make another copy. But I really encourage you to go to his site and get a copy of his digital notebook, because it again reminds me of that science notebook that we used to do, where you can do different things. So, and he has it all set up for you. So all you have to do is make your copy, put your changes, and then add it to a Google assignment. So here you can insert an image here, and they can use they can use the arrows to label it. One thing I want to tell you really quickly, if you're not familiar with doing things in Google Google Slides, is anytime you make a shape, like I'm happy with this shape, you have this shape here. In order to fill it in with text, all you do is double click on it, and it automatically turns it into a text box. There are a lot of people that I see, and that's perfectly fine, that still make the shape and then they put a text box on top of it. But now with Google Slides, you don't have to do that. You can automatically make the shape is automatically where you can write in it. So you could label an image. So let's say maybe you have a cell and you want them to label parts of a cell, or maybe you have a map on here for social studies. You can have them label the different parts of the map. I absolutely love that. Caption this. This is great for summarizing. Put a picture there and have them caption what's happening. He has a movable vocabulary. This is excellent for especially science and your ELL learners, sheltered learning. And so you can do different categories and have them drag the vocabulary word where you want it to go. So absolutely love that he has already done a majority of this work for us. A digital diorama. I mean, they can do anything. They can insert their own emojis. If I don't know what it is on a Chromebook, you could probably very easily look it up and insert, your emojis there. A comic strip. So you can put little characters there and have them say something. You have a lab report or series of pictures. So you can, do different steps of what you're going to do. I love this. He has a coordinate plane. So if you are using it for math, you can have them illustrate. And then even though it's an interactive notebook, you can also have them, I think they can record text now. So record audio, and whatever their answer is, you can have them do a recording on that page to explain how they got the answer. So it's really, really a great tool. You can have them do a scale, an interactive poster. You can do meaning, sticky note brainstorming. Of course, a lot of us now use Jamboard for something like this, but they can still use it. And like I said, the reason why I'm taking enough time to show this to you is because he has already got a lot of it set up for you. So again, this was the second link on this slide. Ditch that textbook. Slides Go has interactive notebooks, and then I just love the idea of digital flip books. And so I've included a template for you where it flips for you. So you go through the different topics. So that could be something interesting to use. Now, breakout rooms. When I think about breakout rooms, a lot of times it gets confusing because we've termed breakout rooms like as escape rooms. So when I say breakout rooms, I mean when you're taking your kids and you're putting them in different groups and they're working together. especially virtually. Like even if you want them to work on something, if even if they're in your classroom, which might seem a little weird, but it gave a lot of our students anonymity. So you might be something that you still use. Slides Mania has some great breakout room templates, and a lot of times people ask, well, I'm having them meet in a group. What do I need to have them like? What can they show instead of them just kind of goofing around? And that's why I love this particular slide deck, is because it says, this is what we're going to do. Remember this. This is the date. It has the groups broken up. And then what you can even do is, if you continue to use the Google Meet as a breakout room, you could always link out to it. And then for each group, whatever they're working on, their information goes here. I really, really like that. And then there's another one by @TeacherLady, where this is the very first one I saw this. I thought, oh my gosh, this is really good, because you as a teacher you can send this out, this link, and each one of the groups is working on it at the same time. And when you put it, your presentation in grid view, you can see what all of your students are doing. So, you could also do this in Pear Deck, but I love that, hey, we have a solution right here where we can do grid view and see what everybody's doing. Meets templates. This was really important to me last school year when we were virtual. Anytime you do a parent meeting, a group meeting, anytime that you are doing something virtual, just kind of let people know what's going on. So like I had to jump on Google Meets, and you might end up having to do some of this too, where, we have no idea what our flu season is going to look like. So if somebody's sick, you may have to cover somebody's class really quickly. Maybe throw them on a Google Meet so you can teach in your classroom and cover somebody else's classroom. But I went ahead and had this all ready to go for when I had to do that. So the students knew what was going on. Okay. So I really like the idea of having something on your screen ready to go. Yes, Luis, I will share my presentation. I'll give you all of those links here in just one moment. Let's see, what else? Matt Miller, of course, he has lots of templates for slides, and these are ways to use slides. Okay, there's just so much you can do with it, and I don't think it's a tool that kids are tired of. And I mean, I really think that our students understand this. Like, they're used to it, they're comfortable. And as long as you keep using Google Slides, even if you use Google Slides in new ways, you are going to be in their comfort zone. And I think that's what we need right now. Okay, choose your own adventure. This is an engaging way, of course, for students to use that computational thinking. Well, if I do this, then something's going to happen. Okay, so basically you're going to have your students go through a series of questions, answer those questions, and they're going to end up in a certain place. Okay. This is a great idea for having your students also do it. Of course, it's going to take modeling, especially like with the middle school level, to just kind of guide them through that. And I really strongly suggest, especially with those tactile learners, even high school tactile learn. I mean, we're still tactile here. Like having a planning document, having it mapped out. Okay. So welcome to your first day at Hogwarts. You will first take a few minutes to get sorted. Which one speaks to your personality more? Well, I don't mind getting in trouble. Okay, great. I'm a trouble. I don't mind that. I'm a Slytherin. Okay. Okay, now as a Slytherin, I've been put in a situation. There's a troll in the building. What do I do? Well, I'm going to summon the dark arts. All right. Once you summon the dark arts, what do? I apparate Death Eaters into the castle. The book you find on trolls. Anyway, so this obviously is an error because it linked to the wrong thing. And so basically what you do is you end up battling the troll, and then each house that I put there would have a different ending. Okay. So I just really love the idea of computational thinking of, if I do this or if I choose this, and then how many different scenarios you and your students can come up with. Okay. We have a Google training here from TCEA that I shared, and it's all about making your own adventure. It has some examples like the one that I just showed you that I made. And then it gives you some planning documents, I believe. So down here at the bottom on the templates, it's going to map out your choose your own adventure. So it's a really good resource. And then there's my man, Matt Miller, again. I really like his stuff because he really simplifies it. So here you have and this would be really good to show your students, because like I said, it's very clean and it's very simple of how to structure a choose your own adventure. Okay. And then he tells you how to do your creation. And then I think maybe on his website, he actually has a couple of these to do. So super helpful. I love him. Another thing that I added on this presentation that I'm going to give you is some information from Shake Up Learning on things you can do with slides other than just a slide presentation or just, Pear Deck. Which, don't get me wrong, I love Pear Deck. Oh my gosh, all the things you can do there. But just some other things to do, other ways to use Google Slides. Okay. Another thing I just wanted to talk to you about and give you is, of course, recording on slides, how to add video directions embedded into a slide. There's an add-on here where you can talk and comment. Of course, within now Google Slides, Google has put those abilities for you. So text to speech and speech to text, which I absolutely love. Pear Deck, of course, we know we can do so many different things with Pear Deck. I don't know if you guys sat in on a training today on Pear Deck. And if you didn't, I would definitely see what you could do to get some training on Pear Deck, because they've done some absolutely fabulous things with it. And I love the interactive reader, the immersive reader in it, and how, especially for our ELs, you can put your presentation together and it helps with vocabulary for our EL learners. I will tell you that Nearpod is also back. So if you have some Nearpod lessons, the district, I believe, has brought it back. And I know that some of our higher level departments, maybe teaching and learning, is the one who bought it. So I think that they're going to be using it. So kind of watch for some of those Nearpod lessons in your curriculum. And then, of course, Screencastify. I could not live without Screencastify. I love it. It is a great add-on extension to use with any of the Google products, and it goes directly to your Google Drive, or you can put it on your YouTube channel and do all kinds of stuff with it. If you can, go to screencastify.com and take their classes, because it is a fantastic resource rather. Okay. So that kind of concludes my presentation for you. I am going to put these two links. Okay. The first link is to the website that I built for you guys. I think I put it here. And so if I refresh it, what I've done all day long is I've recorded my videos. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to stop recording.